let's design together today an Etsy shop cover/banner. So here we start with a little disclaimer, just so you know guys, I've already tried to make it yesterday because I wanted to figure out what I was about to do before filming these videos. So this actually Etsy shop cover is already made, but we are going to redo it together, maybe make it better, maybe change a couple of things, but at least I know the direction I needed to take it to make this really cool banner. And obviously I need to say it because there's a lot of, you know, extremely talented graphic designer out there. So if you are one of them and you're watching because you're curious, please bear with me while I am trying to get my skills up there, because I'm a little beginner when it's about photo composition and trying to blend elements together. So we are going to do this today in this video. I'm a beginner, so if you're a beginner, follow along with me. Let's try to figure out stuff together, and I think it's going to be really fun. I wanted to do something else than branding and logo design because I would really love to start implementing this into you know, my work process and all of that. So anyways, let's get right into what kind of tools do I need to be able to make this cover. So the main tool that we are going to use today is Photoshop. So know that I already picked up everything I need to make this photo composition. Stock images from Pexels and from Unsplash, and I also have elements and images from the artist itself. So I'm going to implement the creation into the cover so people know right away what she's selling. So the banner we are going to make today is for my mom. She's an artist in France and she's making wool work. She does wool work and she's making sculpture and everything in wool, and everything that she's making is pretty enchanted, magical. We're going to make something in this theme, very enchanted forest kind of vibe, and let's get right into it. So the important thing is, before we even open Photoshop, is to know what is the right sizing for Etsy shop cover. So the right sizing, after I made my research, it says that it's 3360 by 840. So this is what we're going to do. We are going now to open Photoshop, we are going to use an artboard, we are going to use the right sizing, and then we can start with our document. Okay, you are going to open Photoshop and you're going to rename your document. Then you are going to change the size, obviously with the right size that we find for Etsy, and you're going to use pixels. I am using an artboard for this Etsy cover, so make sure this is checked. And you are going to use 300 dpi and click create. What I like to do first, once I created my document, is to bring all of the pictures that I'm going to use into the artboard, into the layer. So if I do everything right, like I did the first time I made this Etsy cover, those layers are going to be pretty messy. It's going to be the mess. So always name your layers. You don't have to. I personally love to, because otherwise I get unorganized. I don't know which one is what am I working on. So I like to rename my layers. So this is what we're going to do now. Layers are done, they are renamed, we know which picture is what. As you saw, I untoggle the little eye in Photoshop for me to be able to see the layer or not see the layer, so it's easier for me to see what I've already done or not. So the first step in here is obviously to set up our background, and the background is gonna be that picture of the forest on like the ground. So this is what we're going to use. Once our background is set up, I am going to isolate / mask all the little objects that I want to insert into this background to look like they belong here, they've always been there. So it's the kind of art part, but basically we're going to select elements of pictures and remove their background so they became elements. Does that make sense? Anyways, we're going to do this right now. Let's go. Okay, so we are going to find this forest, and I want to put it all the way to the bottom of all the layers because that is going to be our background. Then I'm just going to resize it for it to take the entire artboard. This is very important because the artboard is the cover, so we need to cover it all. Now I'm going to place my first element, which is the fairy. So I'm going to see where it fits best, and we're going to take off the background. To do so, I'll have to go into select. When I go into select, I do select and mask. And then here you'll see a lot of options, but what we need to do is select the subject. Once you've done that, you can go on the side and look for the transparency to see what you miss and what you need to erase or what you need to repaint. And to do so, we are going to use the brush tool on the left. So in the top, you can see the plus or the minus. This is going to help you either remove things out of the pictures or add things out of the pictures. So for example, here I am adding to the pictures because the select subject removed the wings, but I need them. So here I'm resizing my brush, and I can just remove and subtract as much as I want. We did it. We took off all the backgrounds to all those objects, everything that I want to include into the cover. So now the next thing that I actually want to do is trying to blend the enchanted forest images into like it's a little door or like a little sign into that forest. So we're going to resize it, maybe make it a little bit smaller, and we are going to use the multiply or overlay blending tools. And then I also going to use a mask. So I'm going to use a mask to try to take off some part of this blending if it doesn't blend as good as I would love it to do, if that makes any sense. Then we're going to try to put our objects wherever we see fit. So let's go. Okay, so here I have my image. I'm going to place it wherever I think it fits. And then on the side, here are the blending modes, and we are in normal, but we're going to try to figure out which one we are going to use to make it blend into the background. use mask to blend even more our picture. So you see the rectangle with the stackle inside in the layer panel. We're going to use this, and we're going to use the brush tool with black to remove and white to redo, to repaint. And we're going to blend this a little bit more to look like it's been there forever. Now that this is done, I am going to start adding my elements one by one and place it wherever I think it looks good on our cover. Alright you guys, the placement is done. I really love how it ended up. So you know what, because I think that's funny, I'm going to show you what I've done yesterday and what I've done today to compare both work. It's gonna be funny because I did stuff differently this time. The next step is actually to make sure those elements are kind of the same colors, exposure that our background, so everything looks even. So we're going to try to do that. So this is where it's becoming a little bit harder for me to figure out and see if the level of light is the same, etc. But we're going to do our best. We are beginners here, we are trying stuff out, and I think it's already looking really cool. Let's not be too hard on ourselves. Let's adjust every single one of those assets. Here what I do is going into image and then adjustment, and I select every single one of those elements and change the level. Then I change the vibrance in the picture, make it a little bit more colorful, and then I will also add a photo filter with warmness. I use the same adjustment for each single one of those pictures. Not a professional yet, but I think we are getting there. It looks pretty decent. So now I'm going to show you a little trick that I learned on Behance watching another artist, and I thought that was really cool and really smart. So we're going to do that. This is the last step before adding our text, because obviously on this photo composition we need to add a text and what the artist does on her shop. So we are going to do that. So let's, you know what, let's add the text first, and then we will add my trick. Okay, our title is made, or like our text is made, name of the shop, what basically she is doing, what she's selling on that Etsy shop. We're going to do the little trick so the image has the same, I would say, the filter on it, everything look a little bit more like it belongs. To make this trick happen, we need to add a new layer on the bottom, and we need to fill this layer with a solid color. We need to bring obviously this layer all the way to the top because it needs to cover all of our layers. So we're going to put it all the way to the top. Then you can click on the square, double click, and you can choose the color of your choice. So that is going to be the filter. So choose the mood. I'm going for like a orangish beige. Then you click OK, and you're going to use the blending mode again and see which one is going to make this picture absolutely consistent. So for this case, I am using soft light, I believe. Yes, I think that was the best choice. So here we are. You can see the before and the after by switching then the eye. So here I'm switching before, after, not again. Okay, so let me show you the old one so we can make a little comparison over there. So here's the one that I've done yesterday, and this is the one that I've done today. I love the one that I've done today a little bit more. So as you can see, the frog was over there, she was holding a pile of wool here, and I put it over there. I guess I have both a different style and different drawer. I just also noticed that on the second one, I mean on the first one, I forgot to put back her wing. So yeah, I kind of like it. I hope she will be happy. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned some stuff today watching this video. Please, if you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. And yeah, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave me a comment down below. I am always happy to answer any of your interrogations. Until next time, take care, can't wait for our next project. Yeah, see you next Sunday.